So as someone who spends every working day thinking and talking about sleep, surely this means that I personally have a perfect night of sleep every single night. Well, that's not actually the case, and this is what I'm going to be talking about in today's video. Hi, I'm Martin Reed. If you have insomnia, I offer sleep coaching programs that will give you all the skills and support you need to enjoy better sleep for the rest of your life. You can learn more at insomniacoach.com. Now, it may surprise you to learn that I do not experience perfect sleep every single night. And that's because that would be very unusual for anyone. The fact of the matter is, it's completely normal to experience sleep disruption every now and then. Our sleep is very sensitive to our overall levels of stress or worry or anxiety. And depending on how the day went, that can influence our sleep too. So although the vast majority of my nights are filled with good restorative sleep, every now and then I do struggle. But it's typically only for 1 or 2 nights, and then my sleep gets right back on track all by itself. And that's because I'm not tempted to spend time thinking and worrying about that difficult night of sleep. Often I'm able to easily identify any potential external cause of the sleep disruption. And this in itself can be quite reassuring. So for example, I was recently studying to become a behavior change specialist, and this meant a lot of studying, a lot of reading, a lot of thinking during the day. And this bled over into sleep. So I would be getting into bed, even though I'd finished all my studying and all my reading a few hours before, I'd be getting into bed and find that my mind was still processing that information, and it was hard for me to fall asleep. But instead of becoming concerned by the fact I was struggling to fall asleep, I thought to myself, this is good. It means my brain is processing all this information that I learned today. And this means I'm going to be more likely to be able to remember it and apply it in the future. So eventually I did fall asleep, but I still got out of bed at my normal out of bed time in the morning. So I didn't try to compensate for the fact it took me a little bit longer to fall asleep that night. I got out of bed and I went about my day as normal, without making any changes, without trying to conserve energy, without trying to modify my days in response to a more difficult night. And by doing this, I really helped ensure that that one night of sleep disruption wasn't therefore going to turn into 2 or 3 or 4 nights. It really is ultimately how we react to each night of difficult sleep that determines the likelihood of our sleep recovering all by itself, or if we're going to continue to struggle. So by getting on with my day as normal, I didn't allow insomnia or sleep to control my life. Now you might be watching this video thinking, well, yeah, but you sleep great almost every night, so your experience with the occasional night of sleeplessness isn't really relevant to me. But the fact of the matter is, it is, because ultimately it's how we react. It's the way we think about sleep changes when we experience sleep disruption. We can be so tempted to implement behaviors in a bid to improve our sleep that make it more difficult for us to sleep. For example, going to bed earlier than normal, spending more time in bed, cancelling daytime plans, removing all these enjoyable activities from our life. This means that sleep ends up basically ruling our lives and controlling our lives. We concede control over our lives to sleep. Ultimately, we are in control of our days. This can be a good reminder too that even if you are on the road to recovery, maybe you're sleeping well. You once had chronic insomnia, but you're sleeping well, but you experienced a setback. If you can try to avoid that negative reaction to a difficult night, it gives your sleep the best chance possible of recovering all by itself. Ultimately, we can't control sleep. We have no control over how long it's going to take us to fall asleep or how much sleep we're going to get. But we do have control over what time we go to bed, making sure we only go to bed if we feel sleepy enough for sleep. We have control over the time of day when we get out of bed. We have control over what we choose to do during the day. And we have control over getting out of bed if being in bed doesn't feel good. So I just wanted to record this quick video to just remind you that difficult nights are normal. Nobody experiences perfect sleep from night to night, not even me. If you experience a difficult night, sometimes it can be helpful to see if there is any easily identifiable, obvious cause. So for me, it was studying. For someone else, it could be you receive bad news, change of jobs, some uncertainty in your life. Anything unusual that can definitely disrupt sleep. But sometimes we have a difficult night and there's no obvious cause. So it's not helpful to spend a huge amount of time looking into the potential cause of a difficult night. What happened in the past is in the past. Try to keep looking forward. Ultimately, it's how we react to difficult nights that determines the likelihood of a better night happening in the future. So I hope you found this short video helpful. If you did, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. I do try and share some new sleep snippet videos every week. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, or suggestions for a future video, please leave a comment below, or you can email me directly. My email address is hello@insomniacoach.com. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'd like to leave you with this important reminder. You can sleep.